just saw something yesterday, and so I'm hoping that we can watch that next, but we'll see. Like
Um,
after this one.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, everything, you good? Everything good?
I'm okay. Yeah, I inexplicably still have this horrible cold. It was gnawing on me and it won't leave me, but I'm good. Stressing out about the trip now and of course the film, but we'll see.
Oh,
And
wow.
yes, and I want to have everyone celebrate with me. Happy birthday, Bola, belated. How are you feeling? Are you
I'm
feeling
feeling,
older?
I'm
Are you
feeling
feeling
much,
more mature?
I'm feeling much older. I'm feeling very mature. I'm feeling very
You're
mature.
feeling wiser?
Wiser, a lot wiser. But
Did you do
yeah,
something
thank you.
special?
Yeah, thank you. And I do feel much older, and I also feel a lot wiser. And thank you for the message you sent me, the text message, birthday message that you sent me. That was so beautiful, so inspiring, and probably something I needed at that time. So
Well, you're
you
welcome.
hit the ball out the park. That was the right thing to
Did you
do. So
do
thank you
something
very much.
special that day or not really anything?
I just went to work. I got off
Oh
early.
man,
I got
bummer.
off early.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, I got off
good.
early. So, yeah, I went to work. I didn't really plan anything. My birthday present for myself is making sure Killers, Sinners, and Spies comes out right. That's that's
Did
my
you ever
birthday.
get any pictures?
No, I just told him he sent me the pictures, but he
Oh, he
wanted
did.
me to yeah, he wanted me to pick like which ones to like he needs to
And he'll
edit and
edit
stuff
them,
like
yeah, because they're
yeah,
raw. Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I told him that all you took some great pictures of everybody. And I just
Yeah.
said edit all of them. You know what I'm saying? If I have to pay extra to do that, edit all of them. Now I
Oh,
picked
okay.
yeah, I picked some for me because I'm just not photogenic. I don't take really good pictures. So I picked like just a
I
couple
don't
of
believe
pictures.
that.
No, I really don't. I really don't. I don't like my
He never
pictures.
sent me mine. Afterwards, he did a photo shoot with me and he never sent me mine. I wonder what
Oh yeah,
happened there.
he told me he took some pictures of you after and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know.
I
But
probably looked terrible in all of them, so he's just like, I'm not even
no,
gonna
no, no,
send them
no.
to her.
You took some great pictures. I saw Jermaine's own too. Jermaine took some really awesome pictures. I'm like, I don't know which one to pick. So just edit all of them, and then I'll pick the ones that are good for like the poster that
Poster.
will to send to the graphic designer, and then the individual ones for like promotional stuff. Send that one to the graphic designer, and then you guys will have. I'll send those ones to you guys. So it's a good thing we did the green
Awesome.
sheet so we can like put you in Russia, in London, in Paris, or just figure out
Yes,
place.
I was just thinking about this because like you do like one background and if you have like one really good headshot of each person, you could do the promotion pictures where you have like,
Yeah,
Jermaine,
the,
me,
yeah.
and
The only thing I wish we could have done, I wasn't thinking about, is like maybe bring you guys have different costumes, like different outfits, maybe like two or
hmm
three different outfits. But we just didn't have that much time. It was just I think just one was enough, and we'll just work with it. So that's
Yeah,
it.
it took about an hour, I think. It was
Yeah,
exactly
we
right.
were there for like an hour, so it was what it is. But yeah, like I said, thank you for the birthday text. That was I think I read it like a couple of days ago just to get some inspiration. Like, dang, thank you. You know what I'm saying? It just it was so like, I mean, when you said like, the world is better with you around, I'm like, oh, thank God somebody sees my value here. You know what I'm saying? So thanks, Marty. I appreciate that. Um and yeah, so and what was I gonna say? But everything else is good with you though. You're good, the kids, everything.
Everything's fine. I'm trying really hard to focus on the trip and I just like I'm excited about the trip, obviously. I'm excited about all of it, but the anxiety is so high going through that airport and doing that 10-hour flight with the three kids by myself that I think it's taking away from like being positively excited until I'm there, you know what I mean? Once I'm there, everything's good. I just need to make
Yeah.
it there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I've been, like I said, I've had that cold. It's been a little bit,
Mm.
been
And
going slow this
are you
time.
stressed out about the movie? Like trying to put the film together?
A little bit, a little bit. So I wasn't until two things happened. One, you backed out of acting.
No, 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 no. I'm gonna tell you why I backed out because we were going back and forth like, okay, you play this, play that one, play this one, or I
Yeah.
got this person to do this. I was just like, you know what? Let me not put too much stress on her. Pick who you want to pick, and let me just do the BTS.
So, okay, so I think my big issue was that, or is right now, is that most of the people that are interested in submitting, I sent everyone the sides for the two characters, and I go, both of these need someone, and I'm like, just read for whoever resonates with you better, right?
Mhm.
Almost everybody picked James, and
Who's
I'm
James
like,
again?
why
That's
doesn't anybody want?
my husband.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I'm like, Matt is so funny. Like, I feel like that's such a funny role. And like, I need someone who can do comedy because it's not as easy as the other acting without overacting, without being ridiculous, you know? I know that you can because I've seen you do it before, you know? So I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the submissions. The deadline was actually tomorrow, so I'm waiting for more submissions. There's a lot of very good actors that are interested, and of course, a lot of them are also I know them and or they're good friends, and so it's something where a lot of the people were kind enough to be like, look, give me the role or not. Like I get it. I know that like sometimes you just don't fit a character. Like you just don't fit the character and that is it, you know? But it does put a little bit of pressure on me because I love everybody and I would love to like write everybody apart, you know? I'm that type of person. So yeah, no, and then I got a message today from someone who asked me if I needed a composer,
okay.
which opened a whole Pandora's box that I realized that I'm gonna need a composer
Yeah, yeah.
that I didn't think of the music aspect of it. I did a little bit. The first opening scene is starting with a song, and I have that song nailed down already, so I don't
Uh-huh.
have to worry about copyright and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but but the composer thing is something that I like started bringing up the entire editing process. That is like the thing that's giving me the most anxiety because editing
Hmm.
just is so tedious, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but he offered that he said he would do it for no budget and stuff. Like he'd be happy to help. So that's really nice. It's a stranger, so you know. But
That's good.
we also have musicians on the team. Um yeah, I think we have a really, really great team. I can't wait for everybody to just sort of at least say hi to everybody else so that we can meet. I just need to get that cast, that la final cast down, and
All right,
that's
so
that's the hard
let's put it this way. If we still got enough time till August, because you're gonna be out of the country
part.
and then when you come back, things might change and stuff like that. If you still need a mat, I will be available for Matt. How about that?
Right.
If you
I
still
think
need a
you would
Matt,
be great, Matt.
if you still need Matt at that time, I will be available for Matt. But I still want to do the behind the scenes photography.
The
So
BTS.
yeah,
Yeah.
so we'll
Yeah, because
find that.
I think when I looked at it, there's going to be two shooting days. There's going to be one shooting day that's going to be predominantly Amy and James, and then one
Mhm.
shooting day that's going to be predominantly Brad and Matt. And of
Yeah.
course, we're going to overlap whenever the confrontation happens. But there's a lot of scenes where Matt could be doing BTS, you know what I mean?
Exactly, exactly.
It would be
So,
doable.
but it's a great script. It was really funny. It was so good. I was like, damn, this is your first time? That was good. But anyway, let's get this show on the road. Kick us off.
Let's let's do it. Hi and welcome back everyone to another episode of Movie Unboxing with Marty and Bola. We are a writer and director and actor and an actress and writer and director now. And each week we dive into a film to unbox how it was made and what makes it tick, talking about the movie from a filmmaker's perspective. And
And
this
to
week,
this week was Marty's choice, and it
yeah,
was the movie Companion. It was
campaign.
written and directed. It was written by directed by an independent filmmaker named Drew Hancock. Drew Hancock. This is
Yes.
his first feature film, actually. This is his
Yeah,
first
I
feature
I
film.
know him from Suburgatory.
Is
It's
that
like a
a feature
TV.
is that a feature film?
It was a TV show. No, it was a
TV
TV
show.
show, and it
Okay.
only had like maybe two seasons. Alan Tudyk was in it. That's the only thing I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
It was long time ago. It didn't hit it off. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't very.
So he's this is his first feature film. He's an independent filmmaker mostly. He's done some TV. He's written
Mhm.
scripts for other filmmakers and stuff like that, and he's done a lot of short films. But this is his really first feature film, and he knocked it out the park. Obviously, this was a Hollywood-made movie, so a lot of money and stuff like that was put into it for his first feature. He got really lucky, and got really blessed to get this kind of
Yeah.
opportunity. He did a good job. It stars
Good story
Sophie.
idea. Good story
It's certain,
idea.
yeah. Oh, there's a whole lot to unpack with this story. Let's hold on. Before, so it stars
I have
Sophie.
things to tell you, Bola.
Yeah, I have some stuff. When I was watching, I was like, oh, I see three. I think I see like three or four things I gotta touch on. Sophie Hatcher plays
Sophie
Iris
Thatcher, we've seen her. We've talked about her because she was
in
in
Heretic.
Heretic.
Heretic, and she's also in Yellow Jackets. Another as a it's an Amazon
I still
Prime
haven't
show.
started watching that. I'm
I
actually curious about that
Yeah,
one.
I haven't watched it, but now I'm curious about it because of her. Maxine,
Yeah, she's good.
it's a show on HBO Max. It's kind of like a trilogy. I've
Hmm.
seen the Maxine one. The first, I think Maxine is the third one. I didn't know they were a trilogy.
Oh,
It's
okay.
kind of like a
Yeah,
slasher
I don't
thriller
think I
type
know.
of thing. Yeah, it also stars Jack Quaid as Josh. I think that's Dennis Quaid's son.
Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan's son. Yes, so he's
Yes.
mostly known for The Boys. And he's
Okay.
starting to look like his dad every day more. So, don't
Okay.
you think?
And yeah, because I was wondering that he looks like him. We also have Lucas Gage
Yeah.
as Patrick. We have Gillian as Eli. We have Rupert Friend as Sergey. Rupert Friend from Homeland, from
Sergey.
the young Victoria. He's played a couple of roles that you might that you've seen in a lot of Hollywood films. We've got
You wouldn't
Mark.
recognize him though. He looked insane in this one.
Oh, I recognize him. As soon as I saw him, I was like, oh, that's that guy from Homeland and
Oh,
Yellow Jacket.
really?
So I recognize him immediately. We've got Mark Menchaca, Deputy Hendricks. You might remember him from the first season of Ozark. The brother.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes. I
yeah.
knew I had seen him before.
The redneck
And he
brothers
looked
of
okay.
the girl that was helping Marty run the organization. And then we also have
Yeah.
Megan Surrey. She plays Cap. Now, let's now get to the nitty
Now,
gritty of this show. So,
let's go.
now, if we go back to last week when you suggested we should watch this film, I've
Uh-huh.
seen the trail. I mean, I've seen like the picture of the film whenever I'm scrolling through Max, and it just seemed like one of those like I don't want to watch this. Even when I saw the trailer, it looked like is this some
So,
another AI type of thing. I'm like I don't
because,
want to watch
okay, and that's what you said to me. Is it the AI bot thing? And so and I don't think I ever saw a full trailer for it, but I did see the like header when you're on
this.
your HBO
Hmm.
or on Max already, the header. And so I could tell that there was something off with the people in it, but I didn't ever, because I didn't watch the whole trailer, I didn't ever put it together. And so um, you said AI, and then I was prepared for that. And then I said to Josh, that's what we're watching. And he said, oh, the AI bot thing. And so I was like, oh, okay, I guess that was obvious, but I didn't catch on to that, which made it all the more interesting watching it because it was like a mystery sort of. You knew something's off the whole time, but you know.
And here's the funny thing: there's this. I don't know if you've probably seen it on Instagram. Whenever you're scrolling through Instagram feed, the the scene where she was just begging him, telling me like, "I'll cook for you, I'll have sex with you, I'll be the best wife that you ever want." They just that's just a they just have that just post on Instagram, like just that scene where she's just saying that, but you don't know what it is. You just see like it's just a woman
You have
saying that. You be like,
context.
yeah, and you just be like, oh, this is what a husband wants from his wife or something like that. I'll cook for you.
Mhm.
I'll do anything for you. So you're just like, okay, well, I just saw it. I was just like, whatever. This I didn't even put it. That was part of the film until I saw that scene. I was like, oh, so that's where they got that scene from. It all makes
Mhm.
sense now. And when I first started watching it, because I'm like, okay, is she a? Because when I'm the first scene, she's walking through the supermarket and then she meets this guy, and then he's nervous and stuff like that, and the orange, all the oranges fall
So,
on the ground. I'm like, okay, that was not smooth. That was very, very. That's probably something I would have done, if I was in
mhm.
the
But
supermarket
then he
trying to talk.
smiles all cute, and it was
Yeah,
actually cute. And
yeah,
my
exactly.
instant thought process from what I did see from the trailer, my instant thought process was, okay, but he's very clearly not this nice guy that we're seeing right now. Like I knew that, like I felt like that's not who I'm looking at. But then their meet cute and their relationship seemed so like I don't know. I don't know. It was weird. It was
it
really
it,
weird.
so the first when that first scene, and then it snaps, and then she says, "These are two impactful moments in my life. Was when I first met him, when I first met Josh, and then when I killed him." I said,
Killed
"Whoa."
him, yeah.
So I'm thinking as a script now.
Well, and
I'm
that's why I thought that there's something wrong with him.
I didn't no, that was not what I was even thinking. The first thing was I was thinking was who's ever reading the script, they got that in the first page. You're gonna kill him. Whoa, I gotta read some more. So now I'm sitting up like, okay, you're gonna kill him. Why are
What
you gonna
you
kill him?
said before about making the beginning catchy, so you
The
really want to
you
know what's gonna
Yeah,
happen next.
the first
Yes.
3 pages or the first three
Hmm.
minutes. If first three
Yep.
pages, if you're giving this to a producer, or first 3 minutes in the film, you got to capture their audience. You got to capture their attention. I don't know, I don't care what it is. Whether something has to happen. So you're like, wait a minute, she's gonna kill him. Why? Oh, so the
Hmm.
next page, they're driving, so they're in like in this automatic car that's driving them and stuff like that. So now they're giving us like, okay, this not in the future, this is the present, but
Hmm.
technology is taking over.
A bit
Technology
more advanced, yeah.
is more advanced, and technology is becoming a priority. So I'm looking at the girl because I know she's a bot, she's supposed to be AI or something like that, but I'm looking at her, so she's acting human, she's acting human, like. But then they show us the little drive. Remember when she's like upstairs? No, first of all, they said like, what's the girl's name? Doesn't like her, and I'm just like, why doesn't? And he's,
Kathy.
when they first met, and then she hugs Josh, but she doesn't hug Iris.
But you know what? Before that happens, I was already paying attention because there's the situation where they get out of the car and he gets out of the car and he just walks and she has all the suitcases
I was wondering, I was like, why is she got all the suitcase and he's not helping her?
because she's the robot. Like she
Well,
doesn't,
but the thing is,
yeah.
most people, if you haven't seen the trailer, you don't know. You just like, wait a minute, why?
No, it shows a disregard. He is completely dismissing her. He's also dismissing her issues when she says, "Oh, I'm not sure. I don't feel too well about it." He's all like immediately kind of short about it, like, "Why are you just worrying about this right now? Like, just stop worrying. Like, just, you
Yeah,
know,
this is
fuck
gonna
your
be fine.
feelings,"
Just
kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, and also it reminds you of when, maybe a girl who's kind of like going to go meet her boyfriend's family for the first time or something, and he's just being
Yes.
dismissive of her, like, you'll be fine, don't worry about it.
Exactly. Dismissive of his feelings.
Exactly. So yeah, I
Yeah.
got I got that. So at first you see it as a true boyfriend girlfriend relationship or a true marriage, because she genuinely just, as you've seen it, that she really does love the guy. She really likes him. And she's like, "Yo, like, be here with me, like, protect me," or something like that. But he's just being very dismissive. And she gets
Hmm.
into the house, and then she gets upstairs and she meets the other people. Well, she's known them because they kind of met each other before. She goes upstairs, and then when she starts unpacking, we see the gray drive, the metallic drive and stuff like that. So we're just like, okay, this is another clue to like
Hmm.
technology, like what's going on. And then you see when they're having the dinner, and Patrick is talking about, how he and Eli met. And they're all being dismissive of how they met, but she's like, "Oh, that's so romantic," kind of like
Hmm.
picturing the way her and what's his name, Josh met is so romantic.
Josh,
So I was like,
yeah.
and we're not thinking of anything about Patrick. We're like, whatever, Patrick. Okay, cool. It's two gay couple, the gay
That's when
couple and
my
stuff.
husband, whenever they were telling that story, my husband immediately said, "Oh, he's the gay
The,
bot, like instead of
yeah.
girl bot, the gay bot."
Oh, I didn't get that he was
He
the bot.
immediately picked that up.
I didn't get that. I didn't pick that one up. I didn't pick it up. I it wasn't
I
until
didn't pick that up until later.
I didn't pick it up until later. So then they have the party. I mean, the dancing. They're dancing and stuff like that. And then she looks at when Josh and Suri are talking. Cat, sorry, Cat are talking, and then she
Hmm.
gets jealous. She's like, "Oh no,
Hmm.
what are they talking about?" So she goes over there and grabs him. You know what I'm saying? And
Also, the
then
only nice person to her, the only person there that's nice to her is the other robot. Did you notice?
that's
Everyone else is kind of dismissive of her.
dismissive. Sergey was more predatory towards.
He was just creeping
He
everybody
was
out,
just
I
He
think.
was just a creep. It was creepy.
Yeah.
You can tell he was interested in her sexually and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I didn't, you know what? I have to go back and see. Maybe Patrick was being nice to her or something like that.
Yeah,
That
because
would
he
that
didn't, the
that
assumption was that he didn't have the robot awareness either,
yeah.
you
So
know?
and then the next scene, they're having sex. And then he gets off the top of her and she's enjoying it. She's like, "Oh, that was so beautiful. That was so nice. I just want to make you happy and stuff."
Yeah.
And she tells her, "Iris, go to bed, go to sleep," or something like that. And
Go
we
to
don't,
sleep.
yeah, well, we don't see the action that, she turns off. It's not until the
Right.
next day.
Not until
Now
the next time, but
that, yeah.
the whole time, and this is a big deal to me because I actually um I think there's a big analogy there because there's relationships like this and there's
Hmm.
men like this. There's probably also women like this, but like in this case scenario, very, very clear analogy to where there is men that will have girls that are like this. They're foofy. They just want to we just want to connect on a different level.
Hmm.
Especially after and before this type of interaction, we get like we want the emotional connection
Hmm.
there too. And some men just don't. And this guy again was just proving his like asshole side of like just go to sleep. Just leave me alone. I've came, I'm done. You know,
Yeah.
that kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah. So,
And
and
so there's a lot of analogies to that type of thing.
you don't think this was mirroring? First thing I thought with the whole control thing, it seemed like it was like a Puff Daddy and
Hmm.
Cassie situation. Did you get that vibe of that?
Yeah,
That's the first thing that came to my
a
mind.
little
Like, oh,
bit.
this is like a Cassie and P. Diddy situation where he's controlling her to do things because essentially that's what he brought her there to do. To so to make her more violent. He can program her to make her more violent and aggressive so she
Okay.
can kill. So that they want to get Sergey because Sergey they think Sergey is a drug dealer and into a mob stuff and he's got all this
Well,
money.
he thought that Kat just lied to him to get rid of him. Like she just wanted his money.
Oh, yeah, because he put two and two together. He's thinking like, well, Russian guy, we don't know what he actually does. He's rich. He must be into drugs and stuff like that.
Involved in something, yeah.
Involved and stuff like that. He's a bad boy. And she tells him he's a bad boyfriend. And like you said, she didn't know she's like, no, he's not a drug, he's not into like that. You just assumed that that was the whole
Yeah.
manipulation. Remember, she manipulated Josh into doing all that stuff. But the
They're
first
all
thing,
manipulating each other, but that's kind of how people find each other, right? They deserve
yeah,
each other,
they are
these
they're
two.
many, and I think that's what the whole robot thing is even there for. Because the first thing I thought was control. I'm trying to correlate it with real life relationships, and one person is controlling the other.
Hmm.
Just you have a step up is like the step for the wife that she just does everything. You know what I'm saying? And she doesn't complain. She just does everything. Whatever it is to make you happy is to make you happy. You
Hmm.
tell me to shut up, I shut up. You tell me to run, I run. You tell me to do this, I do everything, all to
Yeah.
make you happy. And that's what and the first correlation I made was Puffy and Cassie. You know what I'm saying? And how he
Hmm.
was just controlling her, manipulating her to do all these things that she probably didn't want to do, but she felt like I had to do it to make him happy.
I have
The
to do it.
second part
Yeah.
of all this that I got was Frankenstein.
I get it.
I got a Frankenstein moment in this thing because he didn't create her, but when she discovers,
But but he put mods in her, so in a way he did, in a
yeah,
way.
because if you
Because he
remember the story of
manipulated
Frankenstein,
her programming and stuff,
yeah.
yeah.
So when you remember the story of Frankenstein, once the monster becomes aware of itself, it it starts to take its own action. It starts to make decisions for itself, and she in a way starts to make her own decisions too. Because once she becomes aware of herself that, oh, I'm not even a human being, I'm a bot, I'm a robot or something like that. She starts to that sense of freedom starts to like enter
Yeah.
her her psyche.
So
Like,
there
okay,
was a video game, and I don't want to, I don't know how many years, I want to say it's almost 10 years ago now. There was a video game. I think it was called Detroit.
was it Jared Butler from
I don't
300?
know. I don't know. No, it's just I don't know. It was a video game, but the main character, you're playing a robot too, and it's like a AI dystopian future
Hmm.
where every other person has one, but people are like using them, like there's one storyline where a man gets a little girl robot because he lost his family to replace the emotional hole that he had from losing the daughter.
Mm. Mm.
But because he lost his family, he became a horrible drinker, so he was beating on her. And it's just like people were using these bots for different emotions to think, but and every time it was the feeling of they don't feel that anyway,
Hmm.
and you can just reset them and they won't remember or whatever. But then it something happens and they start remembering, they start feeling, they start understanding, and they get self-aware, and it's an uprising of those robots, because they're
And
being used
yeah, and
in,
that's I
in
think
horrible ways.
that's one thing that the Terminator predicted. There might have been other movies that predicted this, but
That's
Terminator,
that's another story that this reminded me of a
yeah,
little. Yeah.
Terminator predicted this that, and I think the euphemism for Terminator is that we get so reliant on technology that they start controlling us, and which
Yeah.
is what's happening right now. How many times do we all
Yeah.
get on social media and we can't put it down because we don't control social
How
media anymore.
many times do people ask ChatGPT for everything?
Everything. I have
Everything.
ChatGPT on my stuff. I don't even use it. I hardly use it.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna delete it. Grammarly, you know what I'm saying? Like we have to
Hmm.
use Grammarly to spell and stuff like that. And I think that's what it is. And I think at the first part, well, before we get to technology using us, it's that we're using technology and we're not even using it for anything good. Look at what they used the robot for. They
Yeah,
used it to commit
exactly.
murders so that they can blame it on the robot as a malfunction and then
Mhm.
get the money. Isn't that what we're all doing today? We're using the technology to start to steal somebody's money, steal somebody's identity, stalk people and stuff like that. And then the more we get into it,
Scam
the more
people. Yeah.
exactly, and the more and cyberbullying and stuff like that. And the more we
Mhm.
get into it, the more we're now relying on this technology, and it's now controlling us that we can't even make our own decisions. That's enough. That's what I got. That's the whole. That's one of
Yeah.
the relationship aspect, the control aspect, and and creating a monster, and that monster, the Frankenstein aspect of creating a monster, and that monster becoming more that you lose control of that monster, and the technology
Yeah.
becoming aware of itself.
So, and I think that's kind of the story if you're putting it together, the moral of the story in a way. It's like it's both on one hand, it is the toxic relationship situation. There's toxic people out there, narcissists and everything, and manipulators. And then you have the aspect of AI is becoming smarter than us, like how she could literally adjust her intelligence and she would
Hmm.
outsmart them if he
Yeah.
hadn't turned her back down. But in combination, this is exactly what happens. All these terrible people, all these narcissists, all these manipulators, all these thieves and everything, they get their hands on the technology,
Hmm.
and so they start using that the wrong way. But yeah, but um I do think there is a part of the story that's just basically kind of commenting on narcissism because that's essentially what a narcissist is he's not capable of understanding the fact that any other person is in fact a human as well, that has feelings, that has their own life, that things happen to them while they're not looking.
Hmm.
And it's almost like that's what these robots are because he can just shut her down when he's going to sleep, and when he needs her, she's back and she isn't feeling any of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Another thing
there's men that treat their wives like that, and they're actual humans. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Another thing I got from it was the um the fact that you know how now you have blow up dolls for men, you know,
mhm,
for them to have a doll at home that they can have sex with and whatever.
mhm,
You're beginning to see that become more advanced now to where like um a guy doesn't guys are so like cut off for whatever reason. Maybe it's because they've watched too much porn or they do too much video they're into many video games. They're not outside building connections with people and stuff like that,
mhm.
especially girls. They're afraid of getting rejected, like walking up to a girl and getting rejected. I used to tell guys like, listen, a horrible approach is better than no approach. You know what I'm saying? But they're so scared of it.
Answer can't be yes if you don't ask the question.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they're so scared of it. So in other words, they're now creating these blow up dolls, which are probably going to advance to become something like this, to where now they don't even want to talk to girls now. So, and now that's even going to make them see girls as more of just a sexual object. Because if this one's going to be an object where they can just say, open your legs and let me have sex with you, of course. And the thing just does that. That's going to create a lot of danger out there with when they try to interact with a normal girl, with a regular girl,
Yeah. And I
and
think
she,
that's kind of also the problem because if you think about it right now, there's more and more internet, there's more and more of it's not as necessary to go amongst people. It's not as necessary to learn social skills, you know?
exactly.
And so they don't have them. And then, of course, that creates problems. But like, and he literally had his like pity party at some point where it's like, the nice guys, nobody wants the nice guy. Like, the fuck are
Yeah.
you talking about, nice
Yeah,
guy? You're not
yeah.
a nice guy.
And that's why I hate the dating apps. I hate dating
Yeah.
apps. I cannot, no, I prefer go out there and just live your life and then you just interact with people and just stuff like that. But this is the result. This is like
Mhm.
a result of people not being able to develop social skills for whatever reason. And they're cut off from the real world and cut off from able to interact with people. And now they've got to resort to these blow up dolls, which have now
It's
advanced
becoming
with advanced.
easier with each minute to just kind of not, you know.
Yeah, it becomes
You
very,
don't
yeah,
have to leave. After COVID, like people got so used to you don't have to leave the house at all. Like you don't have to.
yeah, yeah. So it's pretty great. It's a wonderful script. I don't think there was anything in terms of directing or camera movements that was anything special per se. I didn't really notice anything out of the
No,
ordinary.
no, I did think it was interesting that they were showing like just the way they were showing the memories of them, the flashbacks, and then they showed the flashback again with different people because they
Yeah,
would like reset them. But that was interesting how they did that. But
yeah.
other than that,
I
tell
didn't,
you
yeah.
what,
What?
I have been reached out to actually a day or two after I watched this film by a local director. I don't know him, he's a stranger, but that he would have a great role for me. And then he told me that the synopsis was that it's an uprising of girl bots that find out that they have been used. And the reason I would be the lead character, I would be the main girl bot. But the issue is that it required, wait for it, full frontal nudity because he was going to open the movie with the guy selecting his robot.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much are
And
we get?
so
How much are we
what
getting
I
paid
was
for
going to
this?
say, yes, I am flying high on a horse thinking this guy really thinks I look perfect because this is a man-made machine. They make them obviously ideal,
Yeah.
right? But what I want to give this movie kudos that that wasn't that necessary. You know what I mean? Like we did it.
Yes.
The sex wasn't,
Yes.
you know,
Yes. And I like the
like
way
so,
I
and
like the
that's
way they
what I'm
shot the
waiting
sex scene.
for.
I
Yeah.
like the way they shot the sex scene. It was just he was done and he got off. We didn't see anything. I was
But
like,
also
that's
how he got done, like he wasn't even trying. Like he was
yeah.
just like,
It was
"What are
just
you
it
doing,
was
man?"
just like,
And she was
ah.
so into him while he was just being so ridiculous. But
I
yeah,
love that. That was perfect. That was perfect. If that's the only like camera directing thing I can say, that was a perfect choice to do that. Not
yes,
show any.
yes.
Just keep it focused on the main story. Keep it focused on the main story and what the story is about. Not add anything that was not necessary because the sex was just not necessary to show anything.
No,
No.
but they did need to show that, the insensitivity of the guy and the fact that that is what the robot was for. But again, you can suggest these things, and you do not need to make an intro to your feature film of a 3 minute naked body selection. Pick your dolls. Why can't they be dressed already? Like what
Yeah,
the,
this
you
I
know?
mean, yeah, it's just
So
I just think some directors are like closet porn. They want to be they like closet porn directors. I'm like,
it is like it will always make me uncomfortable when this is a requirement. It will always make me uncomfortable when this is a requirement. And I want this industry to change under that aspect, that this is not
This
the
is not,
most important part anymore.
yeah,
Just like, I want you to watch my shit, so I'm gonna put a bunch of boobs in there. Like, it's not,
yeah.
we don't need this
We don't
anymore.
need
The
this.
internet exists.
Exactly. And the funny thing is, I'm listening to an independent director who, just to get, like how he promotes his film on Tubi and, and on Amazon Prime and stuff like that. And he's given a formula that, he tries to put drama, sex, and violence. And he emphasizes the sex part. And I just like, dude, like if your story is really good, you don't have to put sex into it. Like, let's start to get away from that. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
these are women here who have husbands, who have boyfriends, who have kids, who probably don't feel comfortable doing anything. Now, if you're doing it in a stylish way where they're not revealing themselves. Now remember that first time when
No, again, suggestive. Yeah.
yes, when that scene where he first got the bot and then they were having sex in the room. We didn't see it, we just heard it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's perfect. That's perfect. We got the gist of the story. You don't have to show them naked and stuff like that. And you'd be like, wait a minute, am I watching a movie or porn here? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So and I
That's what
tried,
I'm saying.
as a director, you just want to be sensitive to that point. And there are some men who are uncomfortable with it. Like I'm like, dude, I got a wife. I don't want to be doing this. Like, no, you know what I'm saying? But more so for the women. And I think I hope the industry, like you said, I hope the industry changes. But I just like the
It's
fact that
starting to look like it is. It's starting to look like it's taking baby steps. I think a lot of women are also standing up for themselves more. And it felt before like you couldn't do that. I think Hollywood really did feel like you couldn't do that. It was like you're fighting against so many people for this role. So what can you give me that others can't? It's like, well,
exactly
I'll get naked. You know what I mean?
it's messed up.
That's how it's, yeah.
So
Yeah.
what do you what do you give this film?
I want to give it at least a 7.
I give
I
it a
liked it.
mm, I give this movie an 8.
Yes! We've got an 8!
I give this movie an 8.
Yeah.
I really love this movie. It was so it
It
was
was really, really well done.
it
And
was
also I'm
well
looking
done.
at your poster right now behind you, and even that is so, so well done because it's showing exactly everything. Him whispering her into her ears and her just like maniacally. Ooh, and can we talk about the very, very last scene when she's just driving away in her little convertible and she just
Yeah.
sees another version of herself and just goes, ah!
Yeah. Wait, was that chick a bot? The one in the other car? You think she was
Yeah,
a bot?
yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. I was debating if she was a bot, but obviously she's not aware that she's a bot because when she sees the hand and she's just like, what the, what I'm saying? I was like, is that a bot or not? But yeah.
Yeah. And
That
also
was
how she killed him finally. That was okay. It was so much because we didn't even talk about this. There was so much back and forth. There's so many moments in this movie where you're like, "Oh my gosh, yes, she's gonna win. She's got this. She's got this." And bam, something else is brought
yes,
onto you. Like,
yes,
holy
yeah,
shit. And then what? And then at the very, very end, when she finally, it really felt the way she told the story in the beginning, where she said the best moments of my life were when I met him because she was programmed and when I
and when
killed
I
him.
killed
And
him,
the way she killed him was so satisfying after everything that he's put her through. It was
that
just
electric
so
screw.
freaky.
Oh my
It
God,
was so freaky, but it was so good
that
because they
was
even foreshadowed it. They were showing that opener earlier, and I was even looking at it. I was like, "That's a crazy wine opener. I've never seen one like it."
yeah,
And then,
yeah. I'm like it was. I'm like how that's got to be the most horrible way to go because it's literally drilling into your skull and into your brain,
it was
and you can't.
sucking his eyeball out
Yeah,
sideways.
I'm
How
like what,
freaky!
and I'm like oh, I'm like that was so brutal. That was so brutal. But
But there was just so many moments where she turns up her intelligence, and then when they finally haul her away and the guy says, "Oh, all the memory cards are in the stomach somewhere, not in the brain," and stuff like
yeah,
that. There's so many moments where you're like, "Oh, she finally won." And every single time he turns the tables again.
yeah,
It was crazy. He was so menacing in the end.
yeah.
Like he
It
ended
really
up being such a bad guy. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
I give it an 8. I love this movie. I love every. This is the first 8 I'm giving a film, right?
Yeah, I kind of feel like I have to up it to an 8 too because
It's a good movie.
it
I
it
won't
was
be
very
I wouldn't mind them having a sequel. I wouldn't mind them having a
yeah.
sequel because I think
But
there's a lot they can do with the story. They can take it somewhere else. There's a lot they can do with it. They don't have
she
to.
could become like a not Joan of Arc, but like she could like start picking them up and helping them out of
It could
bad situations.
maybe something like that. There's so many ways they can go storyline with it. But if they don't have a sequel to it, I'm fine. This is perfect. This was a very good movie, well written,
Yes.
nothing extraordinary with regards to directing and stuff like that. Maybe because that it was just
No, but
more of
it wasn't necessary. The story was so good that
yeah,
you
there was
didn't
nothing.
need like extravagant like
Nothing. It's no. The only color change that I noticed was with eyes when she was changing the colors of her eyes and stuff
yeah.
like that. That was good. But other than
That
that,
was
man,
cool. That's right. That was really, really cool.
yeah,
When
that
she
was
was like
cool.
and changing languages. That was cool.
That was cool. So I think if they went with a sequel, there's so many things they can do. The story could go so many
Explore
places.
with this, yeah.
Yeah, it was a very good movie. So I give it an 8. You're giving it a 7, but you want to up it to an 8. I'll let you
Yeah,
slide with that.
let's give it an 8 together.
Let's give it an
I'm
8.
very
All right, cool. So that's it for today's episode. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave comments. What do you think about the movie? If you've seen the movie, what do you
yes,
think
watch
about
it and tell us what you think.
our analysis of the movie? And share the link. And for next week, ready for this? Surprise,
Uh-oh.
surprise.
No.
So,
Mm-hmm.
Sinners is on Amazon Prime.
Oh, cool. Okay.
You can
Let's
rent
do
it.
it.
You can rent it.
You can.
So I think it's
All
like
right.
what? I don't know, like 9.99 or something like that. You can rent it or something like that.
I'll
So
look at it.
get it. We're going to do Sinners next week. And
All right. Sounds
here's
good.
another thing. Do you think we should add people to come on board?
We can.
Maybe like
Sure.
Trey,
Yeah.
Lisa, or something like that. Just a couple of people that we know. Because they've seen it too. They probably might want to like give their analysis. We'll talk more about that one. Let's let's see how that one goes. But I think yeah, for next week we're gonna do Sinners. So if you haven't seen Sinners, like Marty, please go
Mm-hmm.
watch it on Amazon Prime. Now I think it's 9.99 to rent. I'm gonna be doing that this week to watch it, and we will see you guys next week.
Sounds good.
Peace.
All right.